Murder, She Watched contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. Murder, She Watched is for entertainment purposes only. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Murder, She Watched, the podcast where we solve murders from our couches. My name is Amye Archer. I'm your host. I'm here today with Kyla. Hello, Kyla.
Hello, Amy.
This was a quick emergency one that we had to get out.
Yes, we cranked this out. We got our last minute surprise screeners.
We got surprise screeners like 2 days before you guys are hearing this.
Yes.
Had to quick watch and get it out, but it was good.
It was really good. And it was one episode.
One episode.
And I liked it. I liked
it too. It reminded me, like, you know, I've talked about, it reminded me with all the dash cam and stuff of The Perfect Neighbor.
Yes.
But it also reminded me of Michelle Cotta.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I thought that so many times in this. Michelle Cotta. And I'm a sucker for these new era documentaries with all the body cam footage and the dash cam footage. It's just so compelling to see real-time interactions.
I agree with you. On some level, it's disturbing. Like, I've
Very
talked about
much
my complicated relationship with See No Evil.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Which this guy directed a few episodes of that.
Did he?
Yeah. So his name is Gareth Johnson, and he's directed a bunch of Bear Grylls stuff. And also,
that's random.
And also Locked Up Abroad, which I never saw.
I've never watched Abroad, but I have watched some Locked Up seasons. And 60 Days In. That was another jail show that I really liked.
Oh, yeah.
That was more of a competition.
So now that I know he's running around directing Bear Grylls, like, he's used to action.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And running around in less than ideal conditions. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's so funny. Bear Grylls to true crime. I bet he's got good stories.
I do also want to say that today we have a lot of true crime breaking news. As we record this, this is Wednesday. Alec Murdaugh, old powder top,
look at
getting
him.
a new fucking trial.
Can you believe it? This is going to be intense
because he is a rich white Murdaugh from the South. And
that's several things going for him.
He's gotten himself out of 85 other things. So he will, you know, Mandy Matinee, is that how you say her last name? Yeah. She was on Instagram. She's like, everybody calm down. He's still going to be in jail for the financial crimes. Like, he's not going anywhere.
Good. Oh, this will be a spectacle.
Somebody needs to be held accountable for killing Paul and Maggie. They just do.
Yes.
And it's him.
Yes, they do. It's him. And I can't believe this is happening again. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a spectacle. You know, I look forward to the coverage of it.
Well, and of course, in my group chat with Becca and Amanda, I'm like, okay, I'm going to say something right now that I know I'm not going to like see through. I'm covering this trial.
I think that's fair. You could do like an end of the day recap.
I have to think about
I believe in you.
I have to think about if I were to cover it, what it would look like, because this would be new to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have to figure that out because it's a little off-brand, but I feel like it will be so interesting that I want to do it.
And you know the background. You already know all the nitty-gritty. That will be helpful. And you could just listen to it every day and do your little like recap with Amy. Journalism. Come on.
I'm thinking like a weekly recap of
there you go.
I'm
signing you up for every night.
Backing up off of it.
You're like, well,
you know what it is, Kyla? I'm going to tell you. I am somebody who, through many twists and turns of my life, I have learned to stay in my fucking lane. And my lane is murder docs. Well, and you know, I leave the big trial stuff to the professionals. So we'll see. I might be able to dip in and out here a little bit, but you know, Emily Baker, Jody Weber, they'll be covering it, you know.
Yes, they'll
as
nail
professionals,
it like always. Yes, but you can give your fun takes. It's like we talked about, delegate the things to the people that should be doing them.
Yep. And then Corey Richens just sentenced to life in prison.
Yes, you filled me in right before we started.
It just broke.
That's pretty. That's intense. This is a big day. I wonder if there will be another, like, 2020 or Dateline or anything about that. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
definitely. All right. So, do you want to just get into this? Because we've got a
Yes.
lot to talk about. So,
So
here's
much.
how I want to do this.
Okay.
I am a purist at heart.
Mhm.
I like
Mhm.
to experience things with my audience.
Mhm.
So, I'm going to take us through the doc,
Yeah.
right? I didn't look at or research any additional information or
Okay.
context on these teens.
Mhm.
You did.
I did. I wasn't able to do a ton, but I did a lot, with, Mallard or Mackenzie. I'm thinking of the Murdochs.
Mhm.
Mackenzie and her mother's communications. I listened to
Mhm.
some jail phone calls, and I was poking through the Reddits and, going through the miscellaneous Facebook groups. There are dedicated to this because there's several.
So what I'm interested in seeing is if
Mhm.
I land somewhere after we cover this,
Yeah,
and then additional context takes me somewhere else.
that'll be fun. We have to have an adventure every episode. This is
Every
what we do.
every episode is an adventure.
It makes it fun.
Mhm. So we open with I should give the title. This is The Crash, airing on Netflix 2026, dropped today if you're hearing this
Mhm.
on Friday.
Yeah.
So we open with dash cam. It's July 31st, 2022. An officer comes across a car smashed
Oh
into
my
a
god.
building.
That car is obliterated. That is
Mhm.
in oh,
It's 6:20 AM. I'm like, "Oh my god, are they on their way to school?" I thought maybe it was a school that they smashed into.
it looks like it. It does
Mhm.
look like a school.
The cops are freaking out. The car is split into 2. There are 3 occupants. This happened to my dad. My dad was in a very bad car accident when he was a kid. His mom was driving him, my uncle, and 2 other boys to school, and they were coming down, like, a pretty busy hill,
Yeah.
and a tractor trailer lost the brakes behind them,
Oh my
and the
god.
guy jumped out, so the truck was just phew, and
Are
it
you
ripped their
serious?
car in half, and the front half of their car was, like, in a neighbor's yard. It was really bad. Like,
They
they're all lucky to be
survived?
alive. They
Did they
survived.
have horrible injuries?
They had really bad injuries, but
Oh my god.
it was the '60s, like, cars were just made differently.
Yeah,
You know
big
what I
time.
mean?
I can't
But,
believe the tractor trailer driver just abandoned
mhm.
ship.
Yeah,
Oh my
it was really bad. I have pictures, I'll see if I can find them, but, like, it looked like this car.
oh, that's
When you
terrifying.
see a car like this, you're kinda like, how does anybody walk out of that?"
Yes.
M
When we hear her talking in a second, I was shocked to hear her speaking.
My dad was little, and he was in the front seat, and he slid under the dashboard,
Oh my
and that
god.
saved him. It was
Oh,
wild.
that's crazy.
So they are intercutting this footage of the cops discovering the accident with the graduation footage
Yeah.
of Davion and Mackenzie
Yes.
graduating, which is it's just like
The
bittersweet,
juxtaposition.
and it
It's
was really effective.
because it's symbolic, graduation's like this you're launching and then this.
Mhm.
That was rough.
It was an effective use of film, though, to create some pathos, really.
There was quite a bit of really nice film cinematography work in
Yeah,
this, I thought. I
yeah.
really appreciated a lot of that.
Davion is Davion Markle Flanagan, he's
Yeah.
19. Mackenzie Ford Shrilla, she's 17. At
Mhm.
this point, this is all we know.
Yeah,
These 2 are all we know at this point.
yeah.
Mackenzie's the driver, she's still alive, still able to give her name.
I couldn't believe it. She responded and that's
Yeah.
crazy, just sitting in
Sh
that car.
she
Oof.
was 17, she's the sole survivor, and the cops are like, "How the fuck did this happen? Like,
Yeah,
what's going on here? Was this some
yeah,
tragic accident?" So, we get a little I'm always suspicious when
yeah.
we hear too heavily from one side. So,
Mhm.
like, as we're being introduced to the friend group and we're hearing it from Rosie's point of
Rosie.
view,
Yeah.
I'm kinda like, "Okay, this sounds a little too perfect."
Yeah, we're definitely looking through some rose-colored glasses, I feel.
Mhm. Some rosy colored glasses
Very
even.
rosy.
Mhm, mhm,
Everything's perfect, picture perfect, never
mhm.
had a bad day. Life is
Rosie
amazing
says Mackenzie, Davion, Dom, and Rosie's boyfriend Bubba, they all hung out. They were just,
all the
a bunch
time.
of innocent kids just hanging out, living life.
And having and that's an age where I remember having my, like, core group of people that I did everything with.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything at that stage in life.
I'm gonna say something. It's also a very dangerous time for teenagers. Like, my
Oh, yeah.
girls are 19,
Yeah.
and we have reached the period where, like, they're home from school for 4
Mhm.
months. They have jobs, but, like, they're part-time jobs, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're not working
Yeah.
50 hours a week.
Right.
So, there's a lot of boredom, and in that boredom, there's a lot of driving around, a lot of drinking in the woods, a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
You're
dangerous.
it's a really good point, and that is an age too where I know this sounds kind of cliche, but you do kinda think you know everything and have it all
Of
figured out, right?
course!
And
Yes!
it's just like, "I'm gonna be fine."
Mhm.
I mean, I was like that. I threw caution to the wind so much, it's shocking when I look back and think like, "Oh my god, how
I
did I
know,
get
I'm
here?"
always like, "How am I alive?" We
Yes.
see a bunch of TikToks and a lot.
This was
Well, I shouldn't say
crazy.
that because they could be snaps. I don't know if they're snaps or if they're TikToks or they're blend of both.
I have no idea. I This was so interesting. This aspect, the social media aspect, fascinating to me.
We have
That's
to
a
get
world
used to it.
we do, and the recording of everything and documenting everything, like, I that's so foreign to me,
I know,
and
it's very hard for me too, and I'm like, and it's interesting because I think people of a certain age, myself
Mhm.
included, I think when we see something like this, we're like, "Oh, this girl was like a narcissist. Like, she just wanted all this
Yeah,
attention and da da da." But that is not
no,
entirely accurate because this
right.
is their language. This is how
Yes.
they communicate with friends. This is how they communicate with people in their lives. Like, my girls are all over it.
Well, that's what every exactly. I mean, I don't really have any teenagers in my life. I'm at that weird spot right now where I don't
Mhm.
know what's going on in, like, the youth, but, like, one of my
Same girl.
coworkers right? I'm like, "What's that mean?" I don't know.
Yeah.
But one of my friends was saying her daughter, who's, like, 19, they don't really text, they all snap all the time.
Mhm,
That's how
mhm.
they communicate, and
It's all real.
I just I this and social media, again, you and I, we did not have social media as teenagers, as young adults. This is so foreign to me, and it fascinates me.
Yeah, so we tend to look at, because if you see this 10 years ago, 15, I
Mhm.
would say 20 years ago,
Oh, mhm.
we would be like, "Who is this psychopath and why are they
Yeah, it
recording
would be
everything?"
crazy.
Like,
You'd
it
be
would
like,
remind us of, Mike Tierney or,
"Yes."
the dude in Trust Me, the False Prophet, that Samuel
Uh-huh.
guy, like, cult
Yeah,
leaders. Keith Raniere wanted
just
everything
Joe
videotaped.
Exotic, hello.
Yes,
Joe
thank
TV.
you. So but we have to realize it is the norm, and this is
Yes,
not something,
they
it
were
is
all
not
doing it.
a nick on her character.
Yes, I agree. I
So
totally agree.
Dom and Mackenzie were a couple. He was 20, she was 17. They were together for
Mhm.
4 years, and doing that math, I'm like,
Mhm, mhm.
eh.
We kinda skate past that a little
Mhm.
bit, but hey,
Bubba says we had a crazy bond, and Dom was so wise and so sweet. He reminded me of Master Yoda.
Master Yoda.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cops back at the scene. They say two are dead. Mackenzie is alive. They find weed. They find mushrooms. Mackenzie has to be
Ooh,
life flighted out of there. We
yeah.
see the cops telling her parents. At first, I thought they were divorced because they're sitting apart.
Agreed. I was trying to figure that out, and then we see they're definitely
They're
married, they're
together, right?
together. Mhm, mhm.
Parents are very upset when they hear,
Yeah,
obviously, that
that was
Dom
hard to
is
watch.
dead. This is where I struggle. Like, I don't know if I
Yeah,
needed to see that.
that's a very intimate moment.
Mhm.
I was surprised it was in there, actually. I'm
Like,
surprised they
I'll
consented
tell you
that.
what I did not need to see. I did not want to see them telling Dom's family.
Oh my god.
I
That
didn't wanna
was
see that. That's
no. Mm-mm.
private.
It's private, it's intimate. I mean,
Yeah.
people react in raw ways that and
Mhm.
you don't need to worry about that being in
Mm-mm.
a documentary someday.
No, because I caught myself. I was like, "Oh, he's not even upset." And then I'm like, "Stop it. People
Yeah,
react to grief in
right.
different ways. Like, don't judge." You know what I mean? You have
I
to catch
I
yourself.
had similar thoughts, Amy. Yeah, you're right, and it's like, this man's obviously in shock. He's just
Mhm.
you can tell. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just doesn't know what to do. Ugh.
They said, her parents, we get them in a current day confessional. It's
Mhm.
Natalie and Steve. Steve, who showed up in his very best comic graphic tee that
I
says boom
mm,
or zoom.
or POW, it's one of those,
Yeah, like,
like,
who do
the
you think
old
you are,
Batman.
sir? Do you think you are Joe Exotic wearing your very best Iron Man t-shirt to your deposition?
He's gonna pop on an EMT jacket next.
Jesus. They say they knew
Yeah.
nothing about her condition. They were devastated, but they were, and I imagine this is very true. You're torn between being grateful that your kid survived and
Mhm.
heartbroken that other kids did not
Yeah.
survive. And
Yeah,
they,
that
s-
guilt's
they,
real.
okay, tell me if this felt weird to you. Like, I know that your son is still young, so you've not
Mhm,
crossed this bridge yet.
mhm.
But this girl's 17 and they're like, she and Dom have been living together. They're talking
Mm,
about getting married. I'm like,
yeah, no,
what?
that caused pause for me. I was like, "Whoa," and I know so she had graduated,
Yeah, she graduated.
and I think Rosie says later she moved in after she graduated, so she graduated at 17, which happens, but
I
man, yeah.
graduated when I was 17.
Did you? Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess I did turn 18 just a few weeks before I
I went to
graduated.
college when I was 17. I
That's
didn't
right,
turn
you
18 till I was
did.
until September.
You were just a pup.
I was. So, like, I just okay, even if
And
we
they
can
seem
get
very
past
eager.
yes, even if we could get past the moving in, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
She's
absolutely.
17, you're encouraging her to get married?
That's the part that I'm not I mean, whatever, people can live together, I don't judge that in the
No,
slightest
I don't either.
at all, I did it.
I still think it's too young, but
17's a bit young
mhm.
for that, I feel like
But
maybe we
that's
don't
my
know what we're
personal
getting into.
opinion.
Yeah, I know that at 17, I would have not been in any way, shape, or form ready for something like that, but they seem really, really excited about it, yeah, like you said, like, they're gonna get married, they're starting their life together.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a little you don't s it's not the typical response, I feel.
Mm-mm. Dom's name is Dominic Russo, and we see the cops telling his father, again, we don't need this.
No. Mm-mm.
He is here in a current day confessional he's never with Dom's mother. We don't hear from her throughout the
Yep.
entire documentary. Are they
We don't
divorced? Do we know?
Yes, they're
Yeah,
divorced.
they're divorced.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So he's mostly hanging out with Christina, who's Dom's older sister.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't know how to process this. We see him telling the cops that Dom texted him, I love you, dad, at 3 a.m. Like,
That's
mm,
so intense. The shock of just and it's early in the morning, and I can't imagine
I
waking
know.
up to something like that.
Mm-mm. The news breaks and Strongsville, Ohio is reeling. This is a small
Mhm.
community. These are three,
Yeah.
young people with bright futures ahead of them.
Davion, it was like a football
I
star,
know,
everybody
I
knew
know.
him. Mm.
At the crash site, they determined the car failed to stop. It went
Mhm.
across a lawn and smashed into a building, and there were no skid marks.
None at all. Ooh.
Davion, like you said, was a star football player in high school, planning on attending barber school. He
Yeah.
had planned on playing football his whole life, but he had
Yes.
two severe injuries, including like a torn
Yeah.
ACL,
Yeah,
right?
he basically destroyed his knee.
Yeah,
And then yeah, and I it's so heartbreaking because I see this at work a lot where you have these kids that this is everything to them and it gets taken away. It
I
breaks your
know.
heart. It really does.
It does. He had two little he was going to go to barber school in the
Yeah.
fall. And
Yeah.
he had two little sisters who were just crushed by this. They were all adopted from foster care and he kind of took care of them.
Yeah,
It wasn't clear if his father, Scott, it wasn't clear if they were adopted to the same, like, did Scott adopt all 3 of them?
Yes, yes, they're all 3
Okay.
adopted together.
Okay.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
adopted as siblings together.
His father, Scott, says no one should have to deliver this news to siblings. Could you imagine? Oh, I
No.
get chills thinking about it.
No, it just gave me goosebumps when
Mhm.
he says, like, telling his wife and the kids.
Mhm.
Oh, ooh,
Everyone's kinda waiting on Mackenzie to see, what's gonna
yeah,
happen here. What happened? She's the one
yeah.
survivor who can tell us.
Right, exactly.
We meet Tim Troop. He is an assistant prosecutor, and he says based out of Cleveland, and he's
Yeah.
like, Strongville wanted a prosecutor looking at this from the start with them.
Mhm. Which, not the norm we see from some of these smaller town
I love
places. I
this.
love this. Yeah, they were like, "Come help us, please."
Knowing what your superpower in a professional world is knowing what you don't know.
Yes,
And
this
these guys
was a
were like, over
good
our heads
job.
here, come in.
Yes,
Mhm,
and I
mhm.
liked this prosecutor. I don't know anything about him, but I liked him on this.
I liked him too.
Isn't that sad that we have to always preface that?
Mhm.
Like, "Don't know the guy."
Right, right. Could be in the
Could
Epstein
be a
files. We
monster.
have
I
no
don't know.
idea.
Yeah, it's just like every time I say
I
like
I
somebody, I'm
do
like, "But
not
I don't
think
know."
I do not think Tim Troop is in the
No.
Epstein files, just to be
I
clear. I
don't
was just
either.
making a joke.
I liked him. I liked
Yeah.
him a lot.
So the scene is Mac is wearing a seatbelt. And
Mhm.
the primary impact was on Dom's side. They do find that Mackenzie, I was calling her Mac in my notes, sorry, Mackenzie
No, it's easier that
had a
way.
small amount of weed and a scale.
That's never a good
Back in
sign.
my day, only certain
Scales
people had scales.
yeah.
And
The scales get you into
mushrooms.
some trouble.
Yeah, and mushrooms tucked away in her clothing.
Yeah.
They need to know, is this an accident or is it a felony? And so they start digging into who Mackenzie was. And
Mhm.
depending on who you ask, you're going to get something different.
Very divided. People are very divided.
Because we hear from this middle school friend who's like, Mackenzie was amazing. She was fun.
Yeah.
She stood up for people who got bullied.
Mhm.
Unclear if this girl was friends with her through high school.
I don't did they continue their friendship? Is that what you
Right.
mean? Yeah, because we
Right.
know they were neighbors and they were friends when they were middle schoolers, but she wasn't part of their little crew they had.
Right. Like I could tell you, my friend Dawn was fantastic in middle school and I loved her and she made a huge impact on my life. I don't know what she's done since.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can attest to middle school Dawn.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Yes. So, the cops visit her in the hospital. She's pretty banged up. She has a broken leg,
Yeah.
3 broken ribs, a lacerated liver, a lacerated kidney. Her arm was broken and detached from her tricep.
Yeah. She is
Kyla,
very
you're the medical person. This felt painful.
Oh, this is an orthopedic nightmare. This is a lot of pain and the recovery of that. Breaking your femurs, your thigh bones, that is not an easy road. I mean, you're looking at downtime of up to a year.
She even damaged both of her carotid arteries
Oh my
from her
gosh.
neck snapping so hard.
She's fortunate to be alive. That's
Yeah. Her parents get a lawyer.
Mhm.
We are big on get a lawyer here.
Mhm.
But usually that's when a crime has been committed. So it feels weird
Yes.
to jump to getting a lawyer if there's an accident. Although maybe they were like, "Oh my god, our kid caused this accident.
Yeah.
We should get a lawyer."
Right, right, and, do you wonder, is somebody talking in their ear? Like, should
Yeah.
maybe get a lawyer, or maybe they knew there was weed in the car or something, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mackenzie doesn't even know about Dom at this point because she's still in and out of consciousness. They don't
Yeah,
want to upset her. The
yeah.
police ask for her phone, and her parents, assuming this was an accident, give
Yeah,
it
they're
right
like,
over.
"Totally, take it."
I mean, to be fair, the cops would have got it eventually anyway. They would have subpoenaed the phone. They would have gotten it, but
Yeah, it's like when you watch body cam footage, they'll ask
Mhm,
nicely, and then they're like, "Well, we already have it. We have a
mhm,
subpoena for it, so give it."
exactly. Rosie and Mackenzie became friends in high school. So
Mhm.
Rosie is a more recent friend than the
Yes.
friend from middle school that we had met.
Yes, it sounds like a very recent friend, right? That was
It's
kind of the impression I was under.
and it sounds like a little bit of a transactional friendship because Rosie's
Yes.
like, I had 200,000 followers on TikTok and YouTube, and Mackenzie only had a few thousand. So, she wanted to be a model like me. So we would do
Yeah.
photo shoots and stuff.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Do Is that's kinda crazy, right, for a high schooler to have that many followers?
No, not now.
Not anymore? Okay, see, this
Mm-mm.
is where I'm like, "Help me,
Depending on
I
what you
don't
do
know."
with your social media,
Yeah, and I
absolutely
guess if
this
you're
could happen.
modeling and trying
Mhm.
okay, so that makes
Mhm.
sense. I was like, "Oh my god, that seems like so many."
I know.
Yeah, and it's funny because it sounds like they went to high school together, but I thought it was interesting how they became friends because they were messaging on social media.
I know.
Again, this all blew my mind. Look at me, I'm out of
Speaking of Instagram, Murder She Watched is on Instagram, and I only have 1,000 followers, so I could use a little help there, everybody. If you
Well,
just
there we
want ding, ding.
go.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
All right, so Dom went everywhere with them. They were always together. Dom was a real cutie.
Wasn't he?
They
Oh,
were
he had
both. Davion was
beautiful
very
hair.
cute too.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. His hair he had gorgeous curly hair.
Yeah. Freshman year is when Dom and Mackenzie got together.
Mhm,
He was a
mm.
senior, she was a freshman. Yeah.
A little cringe.
Mm. Dom had his own place. She moved
Mhm.
in when she graduated 17. Parents felt she was mature enough. They were settling down. They were cooking
Uh,
together.
they
Dom
were
had a lot of money that he couldn't explain where he got it from. Guys,
come on. Come on.
guys.
Come on.
Listen,
Let's
sometimes sometimes I do not pick up on very obvious things. An example of this is I tell everybody how I realized in later life how weird it was that my grandmother had a full set of false teeth by the time she was 40 years old. I'm like, that is so weird. And I chalked it up to like she didn't have dental care and they were poor, which is true, right?
Right,
But then
right.
I also bragged to everybody that my grandmother ate an entire bag of black jelly beans every day at work. So like the other day I'm thinking to myself, wow, I think these two things are connected.
This might connect. She ate an entire bag of black jelly beans?
Yes. Yes. Every day. She loved them so
What a
much.
beast.
I know.
Oh,
I
man.
know.
I
But I'm
can't. That's a flavor I cannot do.
so I'm just saying, like, sometimes I'm very slow on the pickup here, and I get that.
And it's like, yeah, but we can read between these lines, right? I'm asking you about followers, so and even I'm thinking
And that's why I have my husband, because my husband would have been like, hello, he's clearly dealing drugs here. He's got a
Yes.
scale. He has a lot of money. He's
Yeah, he's got his
19.
own
He has his
house.
own apartment.
They're buying all this fancy designer stuff, and it's like, "Oh, yeah."
This might be similar to my friend Amy. Remember middle school who had her own apartment when she was
Oh,
16?
yes. That's so crazy. Oh my god.
Okay. So the parents
They're
totally
in.
permissive and
They're all
okay with
in.
this, which is a
Yeah.
problem. Mackenzie's mom says she finally told Mackenzie about Dom in the middle of the night one night. Mackenzie was screaming, very painful, very sad.
Oh, it's
She had to
yeah.
tell her also that Davion was dead. Like this was really bad.
Oh, it's awful.
Mackenzie says all she remembers this, we're hearing this through the mom.
Mhm,
All
mhm.
she remembered at this point was waking up, that night, getting
Yeah.
in the car, turning onto a street, and then nothing. She just
Yes.
remembers nothing.
Memories wiped.
Davion's father, Scott, who I really appreciated in this documentary as like the voice of the other side. I
Yes.
don't know if that's right, but voice of opposition in some way
Yeah.
or just an
Yeah.
opposing voice.
Yeah, and he wasn't super aggressive.
No,
I
not at all.
appreciated Scott, yeah.
Not at all.
I
This
agree.
was this was a man who was determined to get justice for his son, and I
Yes.
totally related to him.
Mhm.
He said, "I'm very suspicious of this amnesia." Like, it's
It's
blocking
convenient.
out the really important part.
Yeah.
A few days after the crash, two friends of Davion's go to the police with some information.
Oh.
Okay. This I had to just think to myself, all of these kids have each other on Life 360.
Mhm.
My kids have people on Life 360. I don't know what's going on here with this tracking of, but
That's
in
very
this case, it was a good thing.
yeah. I recently learned that actually that, like, this is common for people to
Mhm.
have their friends on Life 360, and it blew my mind.
It blows my mind all the time.
Yeah.
They are able to say the crash happened at 5:36 AM. They had been at a party earlier. These kids are
Mm.
able to tell them because you could see
Oh,
past history of
yeah.
location. So
Exact
these kids were
timelines.
able to tell the cops exactly where Davion was.
That was This was so interesting. Technology, I know I'm kind of a hater on
Mhm.
technology,
Mhm.
but this
Mhm.
is one where it's like, this is amazing. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
The cops had her phone, like we talked about, and there were
Mhm.
pics of her, like, taking mushrooms, smoking weed. I love how the
So
cops are like, "Smoking marijuana from a bong."
I know, it was very after school special adjacent, but a lot of
Multiple videos of her smoking weed and driving.
oh my gosh, so many videos of that. That was one of I watched a compilation on YouTube of all of her TikToks.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was
Listen,
crazy.
I am not, I'm not anti-weed.
Yeah. Right,
On Little
same.
Miss Recap, we have a sponsor, Lumi Gummies. We love
Yes.
them. In fact, the sale's
Yeah.
still going on this week if you wanna go over there and get some.
Go get you
But
some.
you can't do it while driving.
No, and she's in high school and, like, posting videos of it to social
It's too
media.
much.
It's
Too
too much.
much.
It's just, I see the in I see people, like, posting videos of themselves smoking weed while driving, right? And you're like, "Don't,
Commit
don't! Why
Mhm.
would you do this?
Well,
Don't!" Like
and this tells me that her parents had 0 idea who this kid was. 0 idea what she was
yes.
doing,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. I think she must have had them just really convinced because I can't imagine parents would be thrilled with this, right?
And I'm not saying that you have to be on your kids' social media,
Oh,
but, like,
yeah.
one thing I always made sure I did when my girls were this age, when they were 17, 18,
Mhm.
still to this day, like, if they come home, I
Mhm.
wanna look at them. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I wanna
Yes.
see them. "No, come
Yeah.
here, say goodnight to me, like, I wanna see you,
I need
I
to
wanna
assess the
smell you,
situation.
I
I
want to
think that's
assess you."
fair. Yeah,
And I've
because
been disappointed on a few occasions.
well, they're like, "You see me from there, mom."
Yeah. Mhm,
No, I
mhm.
know, and well, and the vulnerability of social media too, right? And,
Yeah.
like, all of that. I don't know. Yeah, I ooh, I
Dad's
don't
like, "I don't have a problem with her smoking dope."
Dad.
Dude, she's 17.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a difference between I don't know, I get a lot of vibes from Father Shirilla that he's the cool dad. He's not a regular dad, he's a cool dad.
Oh, and he's like, "It's better than alcohol, it's better than popping pills, it's any." Yes,
Well,
that is all
very
true.
all true. I agree
But
with
it
those
is still
sentiments.
not okay for children who she
Yeah.
was at this point what she was at
Yes.
this point, and also not okay while driving.
Yeah, yeah, and the volume, I am that's a lot. I would be a little worried about that amount she was smoking,
Same.
you know?
Again, not anti-weed
Oh,
in
not at
any
all.
way,
Same.
but, like, there's a time and a place. I wouldn't I
Yeah,
also drink, I wouldn't encourage somebody to go out drinking and driving.
100%. Mhm. No, I totally agree. Yeah, I'm not absolutely not anti
Mm-mm.
this at all, but it's just a little concerning for a
Yeah.
17-year-old.
Rosie says they were all stoners, all of them, and
Mhm,
Davion's parents
mhm.
push back the narrative that weed was harmless. And
Yeah.
there is, I might be out over my skis here, but I believe that we have some evidence that because you're
Uh-huh.
no, help me, what's the cortex in the front of your head?
The
Prefrontal cortex,
frontal
thank you,
cortex. Oh my
is
god.
not fully formed until you're
Yeah.
26,
Yes.
that you can't ingest a ton of illegal
Mhm.
or not illegal, mind-altering
Yeah,
substances.
yeah,
Like,
and
it's
they're
just
doing it a lot. Ooh,
yeah, it's just it's not great. It's
it's
not
not
great.
great to be
Not
doing
great.
it this
No.
frequently. I mean, who amongst us? I you and I were not innocent. I am
Mm-mm.
not
Mm.
condemning because
Mm-mm.
I did my fair share of
Of
crazy
course.
shit.
Yes. But my
But
parents didn't fucking approve of it, I can tell you
yes,
that.
100,000%.
I was hiding everything.
Yes, and mom and dad, I know you're watching this. I'm sorry,
And
but
I don't think well, that so let's talk about that for a minute, because I don't think she was hiding it from them.
I don't either,
Dad
and I
is
wanted
saying,
to talk
"I
to you about
was
that.
okay with
Mhm.
her smoking weed."
Yes, and I know we're gonna talk about this at the end, but they definitely knew about a lot
Mhm,
of things,
mhm. Like,
and
if she was hiding it from them, then there's nothing they could do, it's not their fault.
right,
But
right,
she was
right.
not hiding it from them.
No, and
Mm-mm,
they're very I don't know, we'll get to this
mm,
more.
mm. So, Davion's dad, Scott, did not approve. He says, he
Yeah.
was real into football. When he had his injury, he basically ended
Yeah.
up with these stoners, is what he's saying.
Yeah, basically changed his friend group.
Now the investigation begins. They look at the text at the night of the party, the night before, like, that
Mhm.
early crash.
Yeah.
Lots of weed. Lots
Oh,
of weed.
this was a huge part of what they did,
Mhm.
and a lot of mushrooms. It seems like they were doing mushrooms on the regular.
Yeah. The police really wanted to talk to Rosie, but she was like, "Nope."
I w
Really? 3
Yeah,
of your best friends die in a car accident? A tragic a 2 of your best
it
friends die, 1 is critically injured,
yeah,
and you don't talk to the police?
I loved our prosecutor friend being like, "Well, I would love to speak to her, but that's not gonna happen."
Couldn't they have compelled her to speak?
Yeah, you would think she would be, like, subpoenaed as a
You
witness.
would think so.
I would like to know I wonder if she was well, I don't think being a minor would have anything to do with it if she
Mm-mm.
was still 17. I wonder why they didn't.
I could tell you how old she was. Hold on, I think I have her age
She was in their
because
class.
I kind of wrote them all down. No, I don't have her age. Sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also well, and I wonder we'll get to it later, but I wonder if because it wasn't a jury trial I don't know. I'm intrigued.
Mhm. Bubba says he was smacking the bong with Dom and Davion,
I
and
had not heard that.
Bubba and Rosie say no one was fighting, everything was great. Dom ca it was a
Um,
sleepover, by the way, just a sleepover
not a party.
with our coloring books, and we were
Watching
watching
short
YouTube videos.
documentaries.
Mhm.
Yeah, not a party.
Dom came into the kitchen at 5, and Rosie said, Are you guys leaving?" And so there's a little ambiguity here, but I think what
Yes.
happened is that I think Davian was staying with Dom
Dom and
and
Mackenzie. Mhm.
Mackenzie.
I think so too.
And so Bubba was going to have Davion come home and work on his truck with him.
Mhm. Mhm.
But at the last minute, Davion's like, I'm going to actually catch a ride and go with them
Yeah.
because I want to go home and sleep a little bit and
Yeah.
shower, and then I'll come
Yeah.
do your truck.
And I get that.
Decision cost him his life.
Oh, that broke my heart, that
Broke my heart.
moment, and you can tell
Mhm.
Bubba really struggles because their friendship seems my impression was it goes back further. They have
Yeah.
more of a long-term friendship.
Now I have to tell you, they show us the surveillance video. I literally went like this
I
when
did
I
too,
saw it.
Amy.
I
I did too.
jumped.
I gasped. I didn't think we were
So
gonna see
hard to
it.
watch.
It is so
Mm,
the noises and
mm,
you
mm,
see
mm.
how fast they were going. It is shocking.
Dom's father describes it as like a rocket or a missile
And
or
it
bomb
sounds
or
like
something
it.
like that, and he's exactly right.
Yeah, because when the car is speeding down the street, there is like a whistle almost to how fast
Yeah.
it's going. Oh,
It's
and the impact, it's heinous. It's
it's
awful.
awful.
It's awful.
So we meet this Elliot Rawson, he's a crash reconstruction state trooper dude in
Yep.
Ohio. He says based on his calculations, the Toyota Camry is going 98 miles an hour.
Mm.
Ugh.
With
Bef and before she gets okay, so they have surveillance video
Mhm,
of her for quite a while,
mhm,
and before she gets on that stretch, which she used
mhm.
pretty much as like a runway,
Yeah,
she turned onto the road, and it's tight, and it's controlled, and it
yeah.
looks deliberate, like she's in total
She's not
control of the
driving
car, and
crazy.
she's not speeding.
Mhm,
Her blood test comes back no alcohol, but there is THC.
mhm.
But Tim argues that this is someone who knows how to drive under the influence. They do it all the time.
I was glad he pointed that out
Mhm.
because he's not wrong.
They found a fuzzy Prada slipper on the floorboard. This is another thing. Dom spoils her, like name brand
Oh,
everything. This
very
kid
expensive name
has
brands.
way too much money. And when we met his family, the math's not math in here because his family
Yes.
looks like they are of average income.
Normal middle class house when they go
Mhm.
visit his dad or tell his dad the news. Yeah, and that video where she's opening up that sack of gifts he got her,
Mhm.
I mean, I am not a designer girly. I don't know my things, but I know names
Neither.
that are expensive, and she was saying lots of them.
I don't know designer stuff, but I have dated drug dealers, and they have a lot of
There's
money.
that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
disposable cash, especially at age 20.
By the way, when I was working at McDonald's, I was dating a kid who worked in the kitchen, and he was a pot dealer. So it's not like I was dating Scarface, but, I've
Oh,
done this.
that's such a good like, that's how a good story starts, like, back when I was at McDonald's and I was dating the pot dealer that worked in the kitchen, like, that's when I
Crazy.
know a story's going to end well.
He
I
introduced me
love
to the
that.
Violent Femmes, and I'll forever be grateful to him for that. So
People come
there's
into
that.
our lives for a
Mhm.
reason or a season.
Okay, so Davion's father gets really angry when he sees that Mackenzie's making brand deals on her Instagram.
With mommy's
So
help.
so this will happen. Okay, so it doesn't happen to me as a person, but every once in a while, like I'll post a picture of my dog, like my
Mhm.
border collie, and
Yeah,
I'll use hashtag border collie, hashtag border collies of Instagram, whatever.
yeah.
And I'll get a message that pops up from like Pause
Yeah, Chewy.
Unlimited or
Yeah,
something, right? And
whatever,
they're
yeah.
like, "We would love to send you some of our merch to put on your dog." Like, this is what these accounts do.
Look at your dogs out there being influencers.
They're really not. So this is I've never even spoken to one of these people, but I'll get those messages sometimes. So I'm thinking that this is what happened,
Mhm.
that she put up something and they reached out, like, and
Yeah,
but what was the problem here was the response from the mother,
and
who was
it's
kind of
right after the accident.
it's a couple days.
It's just a
Couple
couple of
days.
days. That's the part that was nuts.
First of all, is she in any position to be modeling and doing stuff for a brand deal? Like, isn't she
She's got it
in a
months
wheelchair?
of recovery. Yeah, she's not gonna be able to bear weight on that
She's like
leg until the
Weekend at
fracture heals.
Bernie's, and she's gonna
Yes,
try to do this.
she's got months of physical therapy ahead of her.
She, okay, so the mother writes in her response, like, "Oh my god, my daughter would love to work with your brand."
Yeah,
She had a tragic accident. Let me tell you something. It was as painful for her as it was for the others, if not
if
more
not
so.
more. Oh,
What?
I can't
What?
believe she posted that. If not more, tone deaf. That is tone
Mm.
deaf. That
I'll tell you who knows what's up. Davion's little sister.
Oh,
Because
she's adorable.
she's like, Mackenzie reached out to me to say
Oh,
sorry, and I'm like, I'm not answering the person who killed my brother.
I support you, Davion. I mean,
Mhm,
seriously,
mhm.
that's not and again, this is where some of the Michelle Carter undertones come in, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The reaching
yeah.
out to family. That I thought of that with this.
Mhm.
Michelle Carter.
Good point, I forgot about that. They went to school together, Davion and Mackenzie,
Yes.
and Davion says Mackenzie was a mean girl. She bullied a lot of people, lots of people weighing in saying she was a bully.
Oh, yeah. Then we start to see the other side of Mackenzie.
Mhm.
Oh.
Tim says her school records, Mackenzie's school records, show one incident of disrespect over and over and over, and her parents just made excuses for her.
Mm.
So now her dad says, "Oh, yeah, they suspended her over some bullshit one time. And I went walking in there and I just said, 'Did you do it?' And she said, 'No.' And I said, 'Good enough for me. Let's
Ay, ay,
go.'"
ay.
I
Ay,
know
ay,
these
ay.
parents, and this is a problem.
Yep.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
thought the same thing. And I will tell you, well, we'll get to it. Just remind me when it comes to teacher disrespect when I tell you about what I found.
I mean, as
It's
a
a pattern.
teacher, I have always drilled it into my kids' heads
Yeah.
that you never disrespect a teacher. They're working
Never.
for peanuts and they're working hard.
And they're there to help you. I
So I want to talk
um,
for 1 second about why this is important. Like, she's a kid, right?
yes.
And she's getting in trouble and she's mouthing off and she's doing this and she's
Mhm.
doing that and she's acting like an asshole on social media. Okay, that doesn't mean she's guilty
Mhm.
of murder.
Right,
She's a kid.
absolutely. Yeah.
But this is important because how her parents discipline her
Yeah.
matters because she doesn't understand consequences because
Yes.
she's never had to deal with them.
It's n you're doing as and you often say this you're doing her a disservice. You're not preparing her for
Yes.
society and how to be a
No.
good, productive citizen because you have to learn some respect and dealing with people that we have conflict and disagreements with and that we don't like. That's part of
Mhm.
everyday life. And, they're almost like, "High five, girl." You know what I mean?
She has
And
not learned impulse control.
at all. That's a good point. Yes, her
And
impulse control is
that's
lacking.
impulse control in teens is lacking in general, but, like,
Yes.
I even said to my kids after I watched this, I'm like, "I need you both to watch this movie when it
Ooh.
comes out because I want you
Mhm.
to understand that if you're fighting with your boyfriend and who hasn't been there and you're super fucking angry and you're slamming on the gas in that car, like, you have to take a breath and you have to
Yes.
think about consequences."
Consequences. Yes, you have that heat of the moment, you have to get a control on that because like you
Mhm.
said, who amongst us has not had
Yeah.
crazy moments and, like,
Yeah.
where we lose ourselves a little bit? But, yeah, no, you're exactly right, and she's not it there's just so much lack of forethought with this. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's hard to
Yeah.
watch sometimes. It's really hard to watch.
Well, and I don't know if you picked up on this, but dad is like, "Am I a perfect parent?" I mean, and okay, so as he's saying that,
Uh-huh.
mom's going, "No, no, of course, nobody's a
None of us
perfect
are.
parent."
Mhm.
Yeah, she's just like enabling him, like it's a weird dynamic between the
Yes.
parents.
They're kind of hyping each other up quite a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, every time one of them would make a point, the other one's like, "Yep, yep, yep, you
Yeah,
said
he's
that,
like,
that's
"Did I
right."
make mistakes?" "Sure." Mom's going, "Yeah, everyone does. Nobody's perfect." Like it was
Yeah.
weird.
It felt somewhat rehearsed, like, you could tell they probably workshopped a little bit what they were
Well, and
gonna
it kind
say.
of felt like there might be a weird power dynamic there where dad rules the roost.
I picked up on that too. Like, we
Mm,
just do what he say yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
know what you're saying. I noticed that too.
Allegedly, I don't know.
Allegedly, we're just spitballing.
Alright, the forensic results are in. They determined the car did not malfunction in any way, and in
Mm.
this guy's professional opinion, the slipper that they found was stuck there because of the impact. It didn't cause the impact.
Fumbled around the slipper, that's wild.
Mhm. For the 5 seconds leading up to the crash, the accelerator pedal, we know all about this from Karen Reed. The
Yes. Oh my
accelerator
gosh.
pedal
Deja
was
vu.
at 100% the entire time. 3 seconds, oh, this is hard.
It's mhm.
3 seconds before impact, there was some steering input.
Oh.
Right movement, left movement. So imagine you're in the car.
Mm.
I'm they say they posit this in the doc, and I think
Mhm.
they're right.
I do too.
Dom or Davion grabbing at that steering wheel, trying to get her to stop. She pulls it back. They pull it again. Like,
And
heartbreaking
the
to know that.
shifter, 'cause yeah, they said it went from neutral to drive back or drive neutral drive. And just that panic, and I think we've all been in the car with someone who's driving kind of super scary where you're like, "Oh my god, what's
Mhm.
gonna happen?" I have
It
been
scares
multiple
that kinda
times,
stuff
and
scares me, yeah.
it's horrifying, and
It's
those poor
horrifying.
boys. Mm.
Can you imagine, like, the last minutes of their lives were just filled with
Mm-mm.
terror? I
Absolute
I
terror.
am totally with, and I'm sure Dom's father wants justice too, I'm not implying he doesn't,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, Davion's father just being in a rage over this, I totally
Mm.
get it. I would be
Yeah.
irate, there would be no controlling me.
Knowing that your child, that was their last moments, yeah, I
Mhm.
support him with this yeah. Mm.
We learn, and I think it's pretty obvious, but we learn that Mackenzie and Dom had a very tumultuous relationship, and
Yeah.
she, according to his friends, was pretty bossy with him, and one friend says, "I think she did voodoo on him."
I need to know more about
Kyla?
that. I wish we elaborate on that a little bit when he's like, "Yeah, I heard she did voodoo on him."
Mhm.
Whoa, and he says it very cash.
Mackenzie's mom and dad say she was so upset. All she did was cry after this accident. She was at the gravesite every day. We see
Yeah,
her on TikTok and Instagram. And this is where I got a little judgy and I had to dial it back because I was like,
yeah,
this is what kids do, Amy. This is just
yep.
it.
Same girl, same. Mhm.
Dom's dad is like, I was really trying to help her through it. I thought she was really
Yeah.
hurting. He takes her out to the grave. They're doing like a Ouija board thing.
Yeah, he was trying to be real sweet to her, and,
Mm.
this guy. Oh.
But then we hear from Dom's brother, who
Mm.
goes to the police and is like, "Look, these 2, this was not good." He
Yeah.
had to call her parents. Now, funny because the parents just described, like, the
Weird.
perfect, what was his name? June
Uh,
Cleaver and her husband
Ward.
from
Ward and
thank you.
June.
Ward and June just,
Yeah.
cooking and just
Cooking, laughing.
just
Sitcom life.
your perfect couple, but here the
Yeah.
brother's like, no, Dom had to call her parents several times to come and get her out of his house because she refused to leave and he was trying to get rid of
Yes.
her. So the
That
parents
detail
forgot
we
to
left
include
out.
that. Mhm.
That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, and, we see the text messages too. This dynamic was not healthy at all.
No. So at one point, at one point, Dom calls his mother
Mhm.
and was terrified. He said he was
Ugh.
fighting with Mackenzie. She was driving erratically. They were somewhere on the highway.
On the
She sent
interstate.
She
Oh,
sent her friend, who I'm thinking was a boyfriend or something
that
at
was
the
my
time,
yeah, I thought so too.
Christopher, to go and get him, and Christopher tells the cops,
Yeah.
"I heard her screaming in the background saying, 'I will crash this fucking car.'"
Yeah. I being on the highway with somebody driving crazy like that, saying that
Mm-mm. I know,
that's
I know.
worst nightmares come to life.
After this piece of evidence, they decide in November to arrest her.
Yeah.
We hear her screaming, "Don't touch my phone," when they arrest
That
her.
cop
Dad's
is
like,
like,
"Why do you
he
need 12 cops to roll up on a 17-year-old?" I didn't see 12 cops there.
I did not see
Just
12
saying.
cops, and it's a
Mm-mm.
safety issue. I mean, they need to be
Mhm.
there to protect each other. They don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. They arrest her on 2 counts of aggravated murder, felonious assault. Everyone is stunned.
Mhm.
There's a scene when she's getting arrested on the body cam where she's worried about her bracelets, but Rosie tries to say those were bracelets from Dom, and they may have been. They
Right,
may have
right,
been.
right. I believe that.
She was 17 at the time of the crash, but she was only days away from her 18th birthday, so they tried her as an adult.
Mhm, mhm.
Her trial begins in August 2023, and then we meet her. Were you surprised?
I was very surprised, but this was so compelling, and
Well, and I'm like, "Okay, way to ruin the ending. She's
I
clearly in
know.
jail. You have the interview in a jail."
Wasn't that funny that they did that before she even started her trial? I'm like, "Oh, well, okay." She got
Guess we know
charged.
how this is going.
That was weird, right? I know. Usually, even Dateline does it better,
Yeah, I
where
was
they try to, like,
surprised.
put them in a vague outfit where you can't tell, because sometimes you can tell, you're like, "Okay, they're in a prison outfit," but other
Mhm,
times you
mhm.
can't, and yeah, we went right for it.
They ask how or why she's speaking out, and she says, "It's time to get my side of the story out there." She says,
Yeah,
"Dom and I would have been married by now. We were settling in,
yeah.
and we took care of each other. And yeah, it was rocky, but it was good. Okay.
Mm.
The
Well,
producer asks, "Did you ever feel a rage you could not control when fighting?" And she says, "No, I would just get sad." That's not what we saw in the text messages.
correct. We did not see
Mm-mm.
that at
But
all.
again, 18 years old, 17
18 years
years
old.
old.
Yes, and I kept trying to think about that, like, these are
Mhm.
teenagers fighting. This is not, 40-year-old people fighting.
She again repeats that she doesn't remember anything after turning onto that street. So now
Mhm,
we learn that in Ohio, it is up to the defendant
mhm.
to choose the bench trial or jury trial, and she chooses a bench trial. I thought this was a misstep. In
I do
Michelle
too.
Cotta's situation, I thought it was smart
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think she would have absolutely stood a better chance with a jury trial. Yeah.
because the difference is in Michelle Carter's case, you needed the jury to not like you needed the judge to rule
Yeah.
only on the law and to
'Cause there
keep
was so
emotion out
many
of it.
legal technicalities. That was such a
Yes.
technicality case. Yeah, that did not need the she made the right choice.
And
But,
Michelle Carter's behavior was so bad that you didn't want emotion
oh,
into it.
she no, and a jury would have not responded
But
well
I
to her appeal.
feel like a little empathy would have helped
Mhm.
her, Mackenzie.
This was a misstep. I agree. I totally agree.
Because this is clear cut legally. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I was
Yes,
surprised
and
by this.
I was too, and I didn't know that. Ohio, you have a choice. That was kind of interesting and so much pressure.
I
Ooh,
know. Day one, Dom's family felt so bad for Mackenzie, they actually sat with her family at this point.
this is intense.
And on the first day, Dom's dad says, like, we still thought it was an accident. We thought that it was going to turn out that because they don't know the information we know at this point,
No,
right?
and
They out trial, so they
correct.
don't know she hasn't been drinking.
Well, and it sounds like he said a couple of things that made it sound like they were maybe communicating with Dom's mom a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
than him. I got that vibe a little bit just from a couple of things he said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that finding it out in real time like this would be,
I can't even imagine.
no.
He says, James McDonnell is her lawyer, Mackenzie's lawyer. He says she has no recollection. And she tells us, my lawyer assured me there was no evidence. Like this was,
Which I thought was interesting because discovery exists,
mhm.
and yeah.
They show the video in the courtroom. The families are just
Oh,
wrecked
this
by this.
anytime you see a family sitting through their loved one's
Mhm.
trial like that, it's so hard to watch, and hearing the facts and seeing the picture
I think Dom's dad had a line that was really poignant. He said, "That's embedded. You're never getting rid of that."
Yeah,
I was like, "Embedded." Mm,
embedded, that is a yeah, I
mhm.
like that.
He feels betrayed, so does Dom's sister. Like, they're both like, "Wow, okay." Day 2, the defense argues that so we get into this question of is or was Mackenzie suicidal?
Correct.
Because she very easily could have died and was probably meant to die in this.
Right, like they're alleging, you can't go into that purposefully not risking your own life, you just can't. And I mean, that's not a bad argument.
So they're like, there's no evidence that she was. You know how I feel about this kind of stuff. You never know if somebody's suicidal. It could come on one split
You
second
cannot
before they do it.
speculate on this. It's crazy
Mm-mm.
to speculate on this. You have
Mm-hmm.
no idea what is going on in other people's
Mm-mm.
heads. That's
Her
crazy.
friends are all like, she loved herself so much. Well, that's how it looked on the outside. We don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's not an argument.
Now, Mackenzie says what really happened, Kyla, is that she had a medical emergency.
Mhm.
So we learn
Mhm.
about POTS, which is okay, I'm going to do my best here.
I'm
Do you
excited to
know
hear
do
you.
you know this?
Yeah.
Do you know about POTS?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to describe it or
So it's
like you're a
postural
medical person, so you're
look
probably
at
better to
me.
do this than a poet.
It's postural orthostatic hypertension syndrome,
Okay, I'm letting
or
you do this. Yeah.
hypotension, my mistake.
Mhm. Mhm.
But il in a nutshell, in layman's terms, it's you sometimes quick movements, people will have a sudden drop in their blood pressure, and it can
Mhm.
cause them to pass out. It can be
Mhm.
standing up too quickly, it can be sudden movements. Some people, it's even crazier, like, they struggle significantly and they can't function.
Okay.
It's got a spectrum of severity, but it's being more commonly diagnosed now because I think people are just more aware of it. But teenage girls are the most prevalent demographic for this diagnosis.
Wow.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep, it's really common.
And they don't know what causes it, huh?
That ooh, I can't for sure verify that. I wanna say no. I'm not that's not my
Okay,
super
okay. I won't
area of
press you on that.
expertise.
I
Yeah,
don't want you to
no
don't worry
pressure.
about
But
it.
no, it's really I actually was talking to one of my friends today whose daughter was just diagnosed with it. So, yeah.
I wanna say that Amanda's husband, who
Yes,
has long
Todd has
COVID,
POTS.
has it. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
Todd has POTS.
Okay, what causes POTS? Let me see if I can find it. Key causes and triggers include viral illnesses, autoantibodies,
Okay, autoimmune stuff.
hypovolemia, low blood volume,
Mhm.
connective tissue disorder, and neuropathy.
Okay, I
It
thought
frequently develops after infection, surgeries, or puberty.
yeah, and, it's a people who have a lot of autoimmune issues tend to have things like this too.
Yeah,
So
here,
it's
most people develop POTS following infections, many people, not most, including COVID-19,
mm,
mono, Lyme disease. Okay,
okay.
we
Well,
all
that
learned
and those
something.
are all and, Lyme disease, if anybody knows anyone with Lyme disease, that's a nightmare to deal with. That talk about every symptom that has ever existed for
I
one
know,
diagnosis. It's horrible.
crazy.
I can't hear
Her
COVID-19 and not wanna say COVID-19 protocols like Cody Brown. I can't do it. I can't. I just had to get that
her
out.
her mother testifies to this in court, and on cross, the state is like, "So
Oh,
you still let her drive?"
they are, like, not
It's
pulling
just like,
punches with
"Well, she
mother.
seems to have been managing it fine." What?
When he's like, "So you weren't worried about it? You were just totally fine. You know this is a risk that she can just pass out while she's driving."
Now, Dom's sister argues that if she passed out, her foot would have come off the gas, but I did do some research into this.
Yeah.
And oftentimes your leg can stiffen actually
Yeah.
and press down the gas.
Yeah, you could
So,
anything is possible in that moment,
mhm,
right? You can't
yeah.
go all in or all out on that,
And if
you
you
know?
were like, if she was seizing, I'm not saying that is what
Right.
happened, but if
If
you
she was
seize, your leg would definitely go
Yeah,
straight.
if you were convulsed or something,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. There's just too many variables to s for them to be all in on that, if that
So
makes
what the state uses to combat this is all the surveillance footage. And they're like, "Look, that road that she was driving 98 miles per hour on, it curves, it does this, it does that, and she had complete control of that car." Like, she
Yes.
wasn't all over the road, she wasn't like, if she had passed out, the car would have veered, it would have swerved, it would, you know
Yes,
what I mean?
and I feel like if she passed out, one of the boys could have intervened easier, you know what I'm saying? And I don't
Yeah.
know, if I was thinking if I was on that jury, that evidence of her having the controlled right turn and braking and doing everything like you're supposed to right
Mhm.
before that, that would have probably really sold it for me.
Dom's mother testifies she had videos on the phone just days before the crash. We
This
hear them fighting. Mackenzie's being really tough on him.
Yeah,
I
she
I tend to side eye this kind of stuff. It reminds me of the Dakota Taylor, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. You don't know
it's
when Dom started recording that, and it's all
Uh-huh.
from his point of view. So
Yep,
take that with a
yep.
grain of salt.
I could not agree with you more.
The mood was changing in the courtroom. People were starting to realize, oh my God, she may have done this. And somebody
Mm.
says, Davion was just cargo in the back seat. Ugh.
Oh, it's so awful. Oh, it's so awful, and being his parents, having to hear that. Oh, his poor
Mhm.
mother, they kept showing her she's not on the documentary, but we see her in the court footage, and
She's devastated.
she's
She had to go throw
devastated.
up after watching the video.
How could you not? I don't
Mm-mm.
blame her. I seeing that video and knowing ugh.
The judge rules that the video of the crash shows the intent of the defendant, and she's found guilty.
Mhm,
And then we hear a jail call from
mhm,
Mackenzie to her mother, and
mhm.
she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah,
Like, what is happening?"
yeah.
Then we get to the sentencing. So she was either going to get 15 to life or 30 to life
Mhm,
with the possibility of parole.
mhm.
And I did not like this. They played her TikToks and her
I agree.
Snapchats and stuff as a reflection of her character, and I'm like,
I
that
agree. I
feels like a
thought
low
that
blow, I
it
think.
did feel like a low blow because it shouldn't really her social media presence should not have
Right, because
an
you don't
effect
know if
on that,
she's
right?
acting, you don't know,
Oh.
like, unless
Well,
she's saying something like, "I got in my car, smoked some weed, and drove it into a wall," like, I
yeah,
just don't feel like that stuff should be
I
it's
agree.
character assassination, that's
Yes,
unnecessary, she's
and it
already going to jail.
It felt a little bit like slut shaming too,
Mhm.
and I don't
Mhm.
like that. I
Yep.
really hate that,
Yep.
and, I thought it was kinda gross. I was a little bummed
Yeah.
out. It was
And
hard. Mm.
her friend Rosie's like, she was doing trends, and, like, she shows the
Yeah.
trends that she was doing.
Well, and like they say, she was trying to be like a model and influencer,
Mhm.
doing all that stuff. Of course, she's gonna have a bunch of stuff like that.
So this is weird. The mom gets up to beg for leniency, and the judge is like, "I hear a lot about your daughter, but not much about these boys."
This was intense. That
And
judge
mom's
is
like, and at one point she kind of like was super nervous and was like, "Well, Davion was he was like a new friend." Like I
oh,
think what she was trying to say is I didn't know
I didn't
him.
know. Yeah. Oh,
But the
that
judge is like,
judge.
"So that means his life isn't important?" I was like,
Oh my
"Ooh."
god, that would be can you imagine? I'd be in
Okay, so
my pants.
this tells me that a lot came out in that trial about these parents
Mhm.
that the judge heard and we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
know,
this
right?
judge has a real hard on for this mother, like wants this mother,
Hates her.
yeah, to suffer, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the judge gives her 15 to life, which I thought was fair. I
Mhm.
ended with
Mhm.
I
I
thought
agree.
that was fair.
Mhm.
Davion's mother speaks to reporters. She cries. She says, "There's no winners here
Mm.
today." Mackenzie cries. We get back with her again. She says, "I feel a pain in." So, I want your opinion on this.
'Kay.
She's saying to the camera, "I feel a pain in my chest. It is a void of losing them." And then, like, she gives this heartfelt thing, and then she turns to her lawyer and says, like, "Did I sound okay? Did I say too much? Did I?" And I felt it was unfair of the documentary people to leave that in.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about this too because I thought it was very interesting because this was a choice,
Mhm.
and yeah, I because she obviously did not know that was going to be in this, and I felt
No.
the same way.
And they
Um
did that to undermine her, right? To make
Mhm.
it look like she was not true. And I'm not saying that she's a sweet,
Totally.
innocent girl. That's not what I'm
No.
saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, it is I, in that position, would also be asking my lawyer, like, "Am I okay here? Am I?"
And this isn't crazy, everybody does this. You
Mhm.
all most so many
Mhm.
people have their lawyers present while they're interviewing. I mean, how
Mhm.
many of times do you see this where their lawyer's like, "Oh, stop talking." You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly. It felt like a cheap shot to me.
it did a little bit. I feel like they were definitely trying to make her look really bad in that interview. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
And again,
she
I'm not
said
defending her.
no, I'm not either. Like, she got the appropriate sentence.
Yes, but it was a little grimy.
She says to the lawyer, "I just wanna make sure everyone knows there was no intent," and then she says to the camera, "I have an excessive amount of remorse for
Mhm,
Dom and Davion's families." Like, that's
mhm.
the right thing to say.
Yes.
Davion's father says, "I have capacity for forgiveness, but I'm desperate to know the truth of what happened that night and get some
Yeah,
closure."
and I think that's fair.
Mackenzie's dad says, "We are fighting for our daughter. You would do it if it was your daughter, and we have evidence
Mm,
that disputes what was presented in trial." So now we learn that mom has texts
mhm.
from the highway incident
Yeah.
where Mackenzie is texting Dom's mother saying, "Can you please come and get Dom? He's grabbing the steering wheel on the highway, trying to spin the car and hurt me."
Interesting, right? This adds another layer of detail to this.
Mhm.
I think this also falls back to they had a very toxic situation going on.
So then when I heard this, right? Oh, wait. So let me read the rest of it. "He's grabbing the steering wheel on the highway, trying to spin and hurt me." And she says, "Hench," I don't know who that is
That
on the
was
way.
the guy that his mom sent.
The
I
Christopher
caught
guy?
that. Yeah,
Okay.
because it said Christopher Hench in quotes. I think that's like his
Okay.
nickname or whatever.
"Hench is on the way. Calm down." She says, "I can't calm down. He tried to end my life." So they're going to appeal with this evidence.
Mhm,
There are some people on the internet who believe she's innocent. There's a
mhm,
free Kenzie page.
mhm.
Dom's family is wicked pissed about this. And they're
Yeah,
like, they can go see their daughter. We can
yeah,
never see Dom again.
yeah, yeah, and
Davion's
they're like, "She'll be out in 15 years, like, just let us be, please."
Davion's dad is like, the worst thing that can happen. This was great.
Oh,
The
loved it.
worst thing that could happen is Mackenzie being babied by her parents for the next 15 years, believing she did nothing wrong and the system is against her. He's like, "It is my biggest hope that she changes."
That was he's very eloquent.
Mhm.
He's like
He was
treading
very
very his words.
calm.
Yeah, and he's not wrong. I mean,
He's not
what
wrong.
if she's going to reform and learn
Mhm.
some lessons, I mean, babying her isn't gonna help.
Her first appeal was denied.
Mhm.
She's gonna be eligible for parole in 2037. Davion's family started a barber school scholarship in his name, and, like, it just warmed my heart. It really
Yeah.
did.
And you could tell how proud they are of it. Like, they are
Mhm.
really proud of this, and it was really cool.
Scott, his father, says, "People will know my son's name and his heart and who he was, and that matters to me." Oh,
Oh, I
God.
know, it's
Kyla,
beautiful.
I was watching this while I was cooking, and the tears, I was
Oh.
just
Oh, I
sobbing,
know. I know.
sobbing.
I know
Mm,
when his sister's like,
mm,
Maybe Davion can't do it, but other
mm-mm,
people can, you know? Oh, it's just so sad, and like you said, his dad is a crusader for this. He's
mm.
doing it in a classy way,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Scott
let
breaks my
me
heart
let
a little
me ask you, what do you think happened in that car?
bit. That's a
And
good
again,
question.
we're just basing this on,
Yeah,
like, we're
just
just
guessing.
just conjecture. We're just trying to figure this out.
I mean, I don't know that I necessarily think she had a medical emergency. I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe she did, I don't know. But we see patterns of there being a lot of, like, threatening talk from
Mhm.
her to Dom. I don't know if Dom spoke to her
Mhm.
that way too, though, again, so that's the,
Mhm.
kind of little factor out to the side, but I don't think she intentionally did this to kill everybody. I really don't think so necessarily. I think that but again, she wasn't drunk or anything, there was nothing in her system. I don't know if she was just blacking out in rage and just was I don't know what I think happened to Amy.
I think they got into a fight. I think she flew into a rage, but I
Yeah,
also think he was raging too.
there's
They were
that, right?
fighting over the steering wheel.
Yeah.
However, I don't think that, so I was thinking about the highway text.
Yes, because that's
And she's like, "Dom's trying to grab the wheel, turn us around." You are as the driver, you are in charge of the accelerator and the brake pedal.
that's what's weird
You can
too,
end this.
and
You
if
could just
somebody
stop the car.
well, right, and if somebody's grabbing at the steering wheel, why would you still be accelerating? Wouldn't you be, like
Right.
you said, pulling over?
Like,
I don't
maybe on the
know.
highway, it was dangerous to stop, but,
Ugh,
like, they're on this deserted road in the middle of the night. She can
yeah, there's
stop the car.
yes, and man, that car is flying. I mean,
Flying.
oh, I
I
don't know.
think
I would be
I
inclined to think something like that too.
I think maybe he started with the grabbing the steering wheel because they were fighting, and she was like, "Fuck you," and she put
Yeah,
her foot on that accelerator, excuse me, and drove it into a wall and killed them.
yeah.
It's I don't think she was thinking, like,
I
people are
don't
like, "Was
either.
she suicidal?" I don't it was
No.
a lack of impulse. I think she just did it
Well,
in
and
a
I she's
rage.
got a temper. She's got a temper. That's evident
Mhm,
from some of the stuff from the videos and
mhm,
things I was watching, and I
mhm.
think also, again, there's a little bit of that, like, that attitude of invincibility in certain ways,
That her
like
parents have
yes,
bred in her. Yes.
yes, and
Makes me so angry at these parents.
I agree with you because that's what I think it is. I don't think that she was like, "I'm gonna crash this car and kill us," necessarily. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, never say never. Anything is possible, obviously, but it's crazy. And I would like to know why they left at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was thinking about this actually today. Like, do you think they got into a fight or something? Because,
I don't know
and
if
this, I'm
Davian
just,
woulda went with them if they were obviously fighting.
that's a good point. Because I was, brainstorming, thinking
Maybe.
about
I
how
don't know.
Rosie was saying
Mhm.
how everything was just perfect, happy schmappy, nothing bad
It's
happened at
not
all.
true.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
obviously, they had a pattern of fighting and people saying he had been trying to end things with her.
You put a bunch of teenagers in a house on drugs, nothing is perfect and fine.
No.
Someone's gonna do something. There's gonna be
Yes.
drama.
And I think also, this was a big significant relationship in her life, her first love, all of
Mhm.
that. And, sometimes when those relationships are ending, it makes people I mean, that's such a huge loss. I feel like those first traumatic breakups can really mess with people,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and if I don't know.
So do you agree that she got the right sentence, or do you think she
Yes,
shoulda
I
got the
do.
30?
No, I agreed with the judge when she said, "Well, the 30's not gonna do anything." I mean
Well, and the judge was like, again, we don't know what this judge knows that we don't, because the judge said, "I have a sneaking suspicion you're not gonna make parole,"
yeah.
is essentially what she said.
Yeah, she is this
So,
judge is,
like,
like,
was
not a
there
fan.
0 remorse? Like, it could have been a situation like that.
Yeah. Well, Whenever you're ready. I have some
I'm ready.
information
I'm
about
ready. Give it
okay,
to me.
so
Give it to me.
I listened to and they're on YouTube if anybody's curious, you can find them easily if you just search Mackenzie Shirilla phone calls from jail. So there is one that's about 30 minutes, a compilation of her pre-conviction phone calls with her mom, and then there's some from the day after the day she got convicted and then her sentencing.
Mhm.
There is a vast shift in tone. So before she gets convicted, she and her mom are talking, and it's very interesting because her parents continue with that theme of you didn't do anything. Everybody's
Mm.
out to get you. This is all
It's unfortunate.
crazy. And part of this, I've chuckled to myself because some of these phone calls would make you full of rage because she's well, there was one that really made me upset. Mackenzie and her mom were kind of making fun of somebody that was having a mental health crisis at the jail, and I don't like that. That's
Well,
gross.
that tells me a lot.
It
Okay.
does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, that I thought they were kind of making fun of her, and her mom's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna get PTSD from just that." Didn't love
Mm.
that.
Mhm.
But she's talking to her mom about the jail drama and, like, how she's like, "I'm not gonna be anybody's bitch," and, "Yeah, I'm gonna" and her mom's like, "Yeah, girl." Like, her mom is just very
She's her friend.
she's her friend. She is absolutely her
Ugh.
friend, and she's very which and again, I know that's her mom and she loves her, but
Mhm.
there's no
There's no
pushback from her
boundary.
parents. There's
Mm-mm.
no they're like, "Well, I can't believe you're getting wronged like this," and da 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 da. It's kind of crazy.
Were they saying that? Like, I can't believe
Oh,
like
big time. Mhm,
okay. Alright.
mhm. And then after she got convicted, not when she got sentenced, it's super interesting because Mackenzie's mom keeps saying, like, "We cannot talk because these are recorded phone calls. Don't say anything. Please don't say anything." Because Mackenzie keeps wanting to talk about the conversation after they left the courtroom, talking to the lawyer, like the debriefing they
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
I want to know with every fiber of my being what happened in that room because there's a conversation that they both really wanna talk about, but will not talk about, and Mackenzie's very angry with her lawyer. Now,
Mm.
I think part of that might be because before she went to trial, she's kind of second guessing the bench trial versus jury trial. You can
Mm.
tell she's kind of having a little bit of doubt, and she's constantly asking her mom what the temperature is of people.
Mhm.
Um and she's second guessing it, and her mom's very much like, "No, no, no, you made the right choice, you did the right thing, da, 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 da."
See, I don't
But
think she did.
I don't either, I don't either. I think she
If I was
would've
a
had a much
lawyer, I
better
would have
shot.
been like, "Let's really play on the jury's empathy and sympathy. Let's play
Yes,
up the pots. Let's" you know what I mean? I would do
yes,
all
and
that.
Mackenzie felt like her lawyer didn't do enough for her. She was very
Okay.
big on that, saying he didn't fight for her and that she wanted a new lawyer. She was very angry about that, and her parents were kind of defending him. It was interesting, and they were like, "Well, you don't know what he said to us," and
Mhm.
all of that. But it was interesting because Mackenzie would get really kinda dialed up because, she just found out she's gonna be in prison, and
Mhm.
her parents are just like, I'm so sorry, you d like, we'll fix it, we'll appeal, we'll get this," and it's yeah, there is no, like, "Well, why did this happen?" There's none of that. It's
Okay.
very much, "You've been wronged."
Okay.
It was
Alright.
kind of interesting, and Mackenzie has gotten into a lot of trouble in jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a screenshot I took here, well, and there's a big divide on social media about whether people think Mackenzie is guilty or not, and there's
Mm.
very divided fighting Facebook groups.
Mhm.
Because when we were talking about seeing what people thought before this aired, it's very divided, honestly, I would say it's
Yeah.
like 50-50.
Yeah, because 'cause
People
we're in a weird vacuum right now, guys, recording this because it hasn't come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
So,
so
like,
there's
I was saying to Kyla, like, "Let's snoop around
Yeah.
and
And it's really
see
cool
what
because
people
there's
are
not been
saying."
anything recent, so if
Yeah.
there's gonna be an explosion.
Yeah, there will be.
So she has had 1, 2, 3 about
Uh-oh, she's counting.
Yeah, she's had about 15 different infractions that she's had to be disciplined for,
Oh,
um, and they're very much like disturbances, being out of
she's only been
place.
in jail, like, 2.5 years.
I know.
Yikes. Okay.
So there's some interesting ones on there about sexual harassment and stuff, so I don't know what that's all about, but there's a lot of causing disturbances, not following rules, having contraband. So
Okay.
she's been in a lot of trouble in jail, so take that with a grain of salt.
I think her parents are gonna face a lot of backlash.
Yeah, I do too. I
I really
was
do.
thinking that, and those phone calls are gonna get a lot of YouTube traffic, I feel like, and they don't come off in the best light in them.
Did you look
Um
at the Free Kenzie Facebook group?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
How was that?
That is so her mom on the documentary says they don't run it, but per Reddit, a lot of people think her parents run that group,
Okay.
allegedly. So I don't know. Do with that
Okay.
what you will. Um, I will be curious to see what they are posting after this because going back within the past couple of years, there's a lot they are not fans of Scott. There's a lot of coming for Scott, Davion's
Mhm.
dad. They're not a fan of
Mhm.
him, and they do not like, Dominic's sister, the one that was
Mm.
interviewed with his dad. She has a podcast.
Christina?
Christina has a podcast called Big Sister Unhinged.
Mm.
Um, and I was looking through that Facebook group and she's was promoting this and talking about it. Now the Free Mackenzie group is saying this is going to be a big propaganda machine and everything. They're
Mhm.
all very against it. So the
Mhm.
2 camps are very divided and they seem to have a lot of social media beef with each other, I noticed. So this is gonna be intense.
This is wow.
It's rough and
It's rough, and it's destroyed the lives of 3 young people,
yes.
like I said earlier, who had bright futures ahead of them.
Well, and I meant to look up the population of Strongsville, but I didn't. I mean, I
You can
don't
look it up.
think it's a big town, and it seems like people are very divided. Um, but yeah, there was some things in the Free Mackenzie group that
45,000 people.
oh, okay, it's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay. I got
Mhm.
small town
It's a
vibes from the
vibrant suburb of Cleveland.
oh, well, there we
Mhm.
go.
Mhm.
The SeaWorld of Ohio, Cleveland.
I don't know. This was a like where I landed is I agree with you 100%.
Mhm.
She did not do this maliciously. She did
Yeah.
not get in the car with the
Mhm.
intent to kill these 2 young
Totally.
men, but she flew into a rage. And like
Yeah.
to me, that's like to me, you're responsible for your actions. If you
Yes.
flew into a
Yes.
rage and you did something that causes somebody's death, you deserve to go to jail for that.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. I
I
agree with
also
you.
think I also think she is young, and I think the way she was parented plays a lot into this.
I mean, absolutely. She was kind of the epitome of young and reckless, right? I mean, she was
Mhm.
doing whatever she wanted with no fear of consequences. I mean, cruising around in her car smoking big old blunts, like,
Yeah, like
uh
my sister and I have talked about this in recent years. Like Jenny and I have done a lot of crazy shit
oh,
when we
yeah.
were teenagers and stuff like that, but there was always like a line that we knew we couldn't cross
Yes.
because our
Yes.
parents would
Oh
like,
my god.
flip
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And
There
I
I
don't
had
feel
that
like
level of
there yeah,
fear
I
where
don't
I
feel
was like,
like
"I
there was that
cannot."
line for her.
I told you when I got in some trouble in college for underage drinking, that was the first thing I asked was,
Mhm.
"Have are you gonna tell my parents?" I was
Mhm.
I knew where I was gonna get
Yeah,
ruined.
we always knew there was this line we couldn't cross, and
Yes.
I think Mackenzie didn't have that line.
Yes, and I understand the argument of, like, you want your child to be confident and
Sure, of
support them and
course.
bolster them,
Yep,
but
yep.
you're doing them a little bit of a disservice when you're like, "Hey, you can't do anything wrong."
Mhm, mhm.
It's tough, and, um, in the phone calls, there was one other thing I wanted to mention about that. Oh, there is a lot of disparaging talk about Dom's family.
Dom's family.
Yes, I was
Okay.
surprised to hear that pre-conviction.
Oh.
She was frustrated with his brother for going to the police, so she must have
Mm,
found out that he talked to the police because she was
mhm,
saying that she was trying to protect him because she knew
mhm.
that allegedly he was involved in illegal things. So it's very interesting because I don't know. She was really tight with Dom's dad and sister briefly, it seemed like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a tragedy all
Yeah,
around,
it is.
but 2 kids are dead
Yes.
at the hands of someone else,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I tend to think I don't believe the medical thing. I think she has POTS, I do
I
agree with
agree.
that,
Yes. I
but I
agree.
just you know, they really sold me with that piece of evidence that the car was controlled
Yes.
up until, it sped into
Yes.
the wall.
Yeah, and that video of that,
Mm.
it's I don't know. I agree with you. I do. I wouldn't say we solved it because there's
No,
still a lot of gray area that no one's gonna know unless she talks.
but I think the couch detectives I'm really interested to hear from you
Yes.
guys and where you come
Yes.
down on this. Because I
Yes.
think there's 3 scenarios. I think the number 1 scenario is that she did this with intent,
Yeah.
right? The
Yep.
second scenario is it was a moment of rage,
She had, yeah, a little bit of a lapse there.
and the third thing is she had a medical emergency.
Yeah.
Like,
Those are the
where do
3
we
viable options.
where do we come down on this? Because I don't
And
think Dom, from the passenger side, could have caused this. He
and
would
like
have
yeah,
had to reach the gas pedal, and
he'd
I
have
don't
to
know how
have
you
his
do
leg
that.
all the way over, yeah.
Mhm, mhm,
I would like to hear too from I know we have some local Cleveland couch
mhm,
detectives, and
mhm.
I would like to know what the local opinions are. I really would.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
remembered what I wanted to say. She had a second appeal denied. That was what I
Oh.
wanted, because of deadlines. They didn't turn paperwork in time, so it got denied.
Mm.
So, she's had 2 denied appeals.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for
Ah,
joining me on this. This was a fascinating watch.
this was, and,
Highly recommend. 4 out of 5 Dursts on this
yeah,
one.
yeah, I
Mhm,
agree. I think that's fair. It's very
mhm.
good and not a 4-part, 3-part series. Thank you,
Mm-mm.
Netflix.
They took the time they needed. This actually could have been 2
I know.
episodes.
I would have liked to hear more about, the dynamics of relationships behind the scenes. I
Well,
would
I
like to
would
hear
have
more about
liked
that.
to have really heard more about the trial, because the way the judge came
Yes.
down on her made me feel like there's information we're not seeing in the documentary.
Yes, and because, again, like I told you, there's a talk of a conversation about with the lawyer and the court stuff.
Mhm,
Something went down or something
mhm.
happened. I wanna know
Right,
what
like,
it
I can't sit here and
Yeah,
make the discernment of whether or not her lawyer served her well, because we saw 2 minutes of him.
yeah. I wonder if now that, this is gonna be kind of in the public zeitgeist again, because I didn't
Mhm,
really get a ton of public
mhm.
media when it happened, but, this will be pretty big. I wonder FOIA requests and things. I wonder if maybe we'll get some more little tidbits of information.
Maybe. All right, guys, if you enjoy what you hear, please consider supporting the show. You can, I
Yes.
think our sale ends today. You can join Murder Club, which is our Patreon, for $4 up till
It's a
today.
bargain.
After that, it goes back to 8. And we're doing Making a Murderer over there,
Mhm. We're up in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin with Stevie.
With
And
Stevie.
also, Becca and I are doing Tiger King, which
You're in
is,
Oklahoma. You are in the Midwest right now. You're doing a lot of
I
Midwest
really am.
crime.
I really am. And, we have a whole archive of shows that you
Yeah.
can access, including the whole Murdoch journey that we
Yes.
went on, so that's all on there too.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, thank you so much. Please, if you feel generous and you like what
Mhm,
you hear and you
mhm.
wanna leave a 5-star review, that'd be amazing.
5-star review and tell a friend. Tell a
Yeah,
crime friend.
yeah, tell a friend. Kyla, thank you so much, we appreciate you,
Thank you, Amy. We appreciate you.
and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.